I was just a boy from Guangzhou, a small city in China, where dreams felt like stars were beautiful but unreachable. My family wasn't wealthy, my father worked long hours, and my mother's hands were always busy. I wasn't born smart, not the way people expected. School was a battle, and English with its strange letters and sounds was my greatest enemy. I failed tests over and over, my heart sinking with every red mark on the page. The other kids seemed to glide through lessons, their tongues twisting easily around foreign words. I'd sit at my desk, staring at my textbook, the letters blurring into nonsense. My teacher's sighs felt like daggers, each one whispering I'd never be enough. At night, I'd lie awake, wondering if I was broken, if my mind just wasn't made for this. But something in me refused to give up, even when I didn't understand why. I failed my college entrance exam twice, the shame burning deeper each time. English was the wall I couldn't climb, the subject that mocked me. People said I was wasting my time, that I should stick to what I knew. But I dream of a world beyond Hangzhou, a place where I could speak and be heard. That dream felt like a fire, small but stubborn, refusing to die. One day, I heard about foreigners visiting our city, tourists who spoke the language I couldn't grasp. I decided to try something crazy. I'd talk to them, even if I stumbled. My first attempt was a disaster. My words tripped over each other, and their kind smiles couldn't hide their confusion. I walked home that day, cheeks burning, feeling smaller than ever. But the next morning, I went back, my heart pounding but determined. I started waking up at dawn, biking to the West Lake where tourists gathered. I'd approach them, my voice shaky, offering to be their free guide. Most didn't understand me and some laughed, but a few stayed, patient as I fumbled through broken sentences. Every mistake felt like a cut, but their nods kept me going. Slowly, I learned to listen, to mimic their sounds, to feel the rhythm of their words. My English was still clumsy, like a child learning to walk, but I kept at it. I'd carry a small notebook, jotting down new words I heard, repeating them until my throat ached. At night, I read children's books in English, sounding out each syllable under my breath. My parents thought I was wasting time, but I couldn't stop. It wasn't just about words, it was about proving I could be more than my failures. Rejection still came, sharp and relentless, like a storm that wouldn't pass. I applied for jobs, 30 of them, and every interviewer saw my English and shook their heads. One told me I'd never amount to anything, his words carving into my soul. I'd sit by the lake afterwards, staring at the water, wondering if he was right. But then I'd pick up my notebook again, because giving up hurt more than trying. I found a pen pal, an American woman who wrote me long, kind letters. Her words were simple, but they felt like a lifeline, pulling me toward understanding. I'd spend hours crafting replies, checking dictionaries, rewriting sentences until they felt right. Her encouragement was quiet but powerful, like a hand reaching out in the dark. Through her, I started to believe I could belong in this language. I began to practice differently, not just memorizing but living the language. I'd narrate my day in English to myself, describing the tea I drank, the streets I walked. I listened to songs, catching phrases that felt like little victories. I'd stand in front of my mirror, pretending to give speeches, my voice growing steadier. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine, and that was enough to keep going. The turning point came slowly, not in a single moment, but in 1,000 small ones. I started understanding conversations, not just words, but their meaning, their heart. I could answer tourists without freezing, my sentences flowing where they once stumbled. I felt like I'd unlocked a door, one I'd been pushing against for years. The boy who failed exams was still there, but he was no longer afraid. One day, I stood in front of a group of foreigners, guiding them through my city. My English wasn't flawless, but it carried my thoughts, my story, my pride. They listened, smiled, asked questions, and for the first time, I felt seen. The shame of my failures faded, replaced by a quiet strength I hadn't known I had. I wasn't just speaking a language, I was speaking my truth. Years later, I'd stand on stages sharing ideas with the world, my voice steady in a language I once feared. I wasn't special, just stubborn, unwilling to let my dreams die. Every word I spoke in English was a scar, a reminder of the nights I doubted myself. But those scars built me, shaped me into someone who could face any challenge. I was Jack Ma, and English was no longer my enemy, it was my bridge. The journey wasn't easy, and some days I still feel that old fear creeping in. But I learned that growth isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, even when you're scared. I practiced with whatever I had, conversations, books, songs, and my own stubborn heart. The world opened up, not because I was gifted, but because I refused to stop. And that's what I carry with me, what I want you to know. Have you ever felt stuck like this? Like English is the wall between you and your dreams? You're not alone. But you're also not helpless. The link in the description might just be the turning point you've been waiting for. Don't forget to check it out.